Adrian.
Thank you very much.
Adrian, I know how to say basically one word in Romanian, and that's Speranta. That's
Yes,
hope.
Speranta, hope.
Speranta TV is our hope channel in Romania.
That's right.
You've been going about 3 years.
A little more than 3 years already.
We started with nothing. How many people are you able to reach in Romania and the Romanian-speaking populace in Europe now?
At this time, we can be seen by almost half of the population of Romania. That's about 10 million in Romania, and maybe 1 or 2 million Romanians living outside of Romania.
So 1 out of every 2 persons in Romania
Almost,
can watch Speranta TV.
That's
That
right.
is terrific.
Yeah.
What is the impact with that type of penetration, the ministry impact in changing lives that you're seeing in this amount of time?
Yeah, of course, the first impact is in changing the perception about our faith, fighting prejudice and opening the hearts of the people toward the gospel. But we also have very tangible stories.
So you have people who before knew little to nothing about the Seventh-day Adventist faith.
Or they are very prejudiced against us.
Actually very negatively prejudiced against us.
And
now they know us as a faith-based community that loves Jesus, loves our neighbor.
Yes. But we also have very tangible results. Exactly 3 years ago, so on the 2nd of July, 2007, a couple who have been members of another denomination, they have watched Speranta TV in their home for a while, and so they decided that this is the truth, they have to follow it. Before they were baptized, they worked with 2 other members of their family. So on the day of their baptism, there are already 4 of them. In the meantime, about 10 more have been added. Immediately after the baptism, this family bought a piece of land with the idea of building a church. And now the church is already there, and about 20-25 people gathered there in a place where previously to that we have almost nothing.
So we have a Hope Channel church that's been planted by the original contact these people once through the ministry through Hope Channel, and now we have a church there. That's wonderful.
On the same day, 2nd July 2007, in another part of the country, a man who has been for a very short while an Adventist in his youth, he got baptized just to marry to a girl he liked to. No, but then he left the church. Now, maybe 40, 50 years later, everything failed down in his life. He is very discouraged, very depressed, and one afternoon he comes to see our station. And little by little memories from his youth come back, and he was very encouraged for a while, and then he decided to return to the church. On the same day he got baptized.
Wow, that's powerful. So here's a person who's been out of the church for decades.
Yes.
And through the ministry of Speranta TV, now they have come back to the Lord.
Yes.
And you're seeing all this take place just in the last 3 years.
Yes. Very recently, we got news from Italy, because our station is also seen in Italy. A young couple began reading the Bible for the first time. They have been contacted by another Christian denomination. They attended that church and they decided to be baptized. On the day of their baptism, they simply couldn't find the church. They made rounds with their car for hours.
On the day of their baptism?
Yes, they couldn't simply find the church.
They could not find the
church. For
church.
hours. They said there is something about that. So they began praying. They had questions about Sabbath. And about that time, they found Speranta TV. They got the responses to their prayers, and now they attend the church in Napoli, in the south of Italy.
So here they were going to be baptized, going to a church, and they couldn't even find it, and God delayed them so they could find greater truth or more truth.
In Rome, a family attended the Jehovah's Witnesses meetings for 14 years. But they began studying the Bible, and they came to realize that Jesus is God in the truest sense of the word.
Yes.
So they left that church. They became friends with another Christian denominations. They participated a few years there, but they began having discussions on Sabbath and other issues. And the elder of that church try to soothe them, saying, oh, this is the old law, we don't keep that. But they kept, studying and praying. And one day they bought an antenna. And the father climbed on the roof of the house to test it, to check it, to find a Romanian channel. And the Romanian channel they found was Speranta TV.
Right there in Rome.
Right there on the roof. And the first words they heard on Speranta TV were answers to their prayers. So they began keeping the Sabbath and everything on their home. They didn't know there is a church like that. They just followed the instructions, so they got on Speranta TV. Only later they found the church, and now they attend the church, and they are going to be baptized in Rome, in Italy.
Praise God. Rome, Italy, Speranta TV, reaching people on rooftops in Italy, all across Europe, in Romania, 1 out of every 2 homes. God is working. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you very much for the privilege.
You can tell us many more stories, I know. And it all happens because of your support, your prayers for Hope Channel around the world. Well, next, we are going to hear